Good morning.
Good morning, Bob. This is Tyler.
Hi, how are you?
Good, man. And one of my colleagues should be joining shortly as well. Let's go content. Greg, how's it going? You got Bob and myself on the line.
Hey, guys. How are you?
Just great, thanks. Hey, so before we begin, could you guys kind of tell me as much as you can about what you're trying to get out of the call so that I can make sure that I say everything that I think is relevant to that point?
Absolutely. Tyler, do you want to give that context, or do you want me to?
Yeah, let me tell you how I think about it, and then, Craig, you can jump in. So I think, Bob, we're working with a lot of, restaurant chains. So I'm think about, anywhere from 1 to 100 locations. And they're still paying like all 80% of their payments they're doing by paper check today. It's like, and so we oversee like 1.5 million paper checks every year. And it just doesn't feel, like this is the right, like the system that, they're in 2018, we should be able to pay our suppliers. It's not, payroll, right? It's suppliers. We should be able to pay our suppliers by electronic means. And so the question is, can we put together a service for the suppliers where we pay them electronically, either by ACH or credit card? And, can we put around that so that it's not just value being provided by electronic, like by moving from manual to electronic, but also like, can we aggregate payments? Can we provide electronic remittance data so that the reconciliation is done automatically? Can we provide help with visibility or collections or whatever it is, and then wrap all of that into a service that we could charge the supplier a little something for in order to make their accounts receivable life easier? So that's the idea that we're playing around with.
I got you. And where do you guys fit in the value chain? I don't know what kind of firm you are. I apologize.
Yeah, I mean, we represent like the accounting system of restaurants. So we basically are uniquely positioned to be able to allow the restaurant to, right now they're printing checks out of our system, right? So the question is, could we add a feature and a service where instead of printing checks, they are just scheduling their invoices for payment, and then we're delivering we're executing the payment for them.
Okay, and so you are some form of financial firm then?
We're a software company.
Yeah.
Like, are you familiar with NetSuite or QuickBooks or Sage Intacct?
Oh, yeah.
Okay. So effectively,
so you are a provider of. So are you a provider of accounting services to these kinds of restaurant chains?
Services is probably not the right word. Software would be the right word. So we provide accounting software.
Okay. Okay. So that's very, very helpful. Anything you need to know about me before we jump in, or do you want to just start firing questions?
I think it'd be helpful to get the 1-minute brief. And I think to the extent that you can focus that 1-minute brief on your familiarity with processes, so supplier processes as it relates to accounts receivable and payment methodologies, that would be helpful.
Okay, so a super quick tour of me is that I started out as a consultant myself a bajillion years ago. I then moved into consumer packaged goods for about 9 years. I was in retail for about 4 years, and I was in distribution, which is what Performance Food Group is, as a supplier to restaurants. I was in there for about 7 years. So I've been in kind of manufacturing CPG. I've been